Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned into Neek at Night. And it is one of those late night streams where I'm about to just do a bunch of content, get things that have been on my mind, off my chest, things that I haven't been able to talk about since I've been in recovery. And now that I feel a lot better, it is time for me to get back to the content, get back to the subjects that y'all have been asking me about. Now, one of the big topics that a lot of people have been asking my opinion about is this whole election. What are my thoughts? What are my feelings on all of that? Now, if you've been a night out for a while, then you already know that I do not like to talk politics on my channel. I do not like to give my opinions because it's just certain things that you just don't talk about on your platform. Like, you don't really want to talk about religion. You don't want to talk about politics. You don't want to talk about like just extreme controversial things. But this is something that a lot of people have been wanting to hear my input on. And I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. I don't really care. I'm going to say how I feel. Whoever don't like it, hey, I don't know what to tell you. Now, let's get into it. Oh, and another thing before we get started, I have a brand new Cash App. So my old Cash App used to be Neek at Night 12. I'm no longer using that one. It does not work anymore. I have a new Cash App that is in the description box if you guys want to support your girl. You know, I've been out of work for a long time trying to recover from surgery. So if y'all want to show your girl some love, I'm not going to stop you, okay? My new Cash App is $Niquelaclaire. But if you want to know how it's spelled, definitely check out the description box. So bada bing, bada boom. So anyways, let's get into this gig. I want to talk about some of the stuff that has been going on in this nation. As you guys know, we are in election year and it is time to get a new president. We had in the running Biden and we also had Trump. And it turns out that Biden decided to withdraw from the race. Then in came Kamala Harris, where she stepped up and said she was going to run. And it just was a mix of people saying all types of things. You get to see how black men feel, how black women feel, and how the rest of the country feel about these two opponents overall. The climate that I have been seeing and a lot of the reactions that I have been seeing is 100%, I won't say 100% of black men because there are black men who raise funds for Kamala, but the majority of black men hate the idea of Kamala in office. They feel as though, she was a prosecutor, and as a prosecutor, her job was to lock up, people. So they feel as though, I would hate to have a woman in office and I would hate to have a woman who locked up black men. That is like a lot of their rhetoric behind it, and that's what I've been seeing from black men. Now, a lot of black women I've been seeing have kind of been divided. It seems like majority are on the side of Kamala Harris, and then there's some that are on the side of Trump, feeling like because they got a $1,200 stimulus package, that was the most money that they ever had. And they really want him back in office so that they can get that pandemic money, even though we're out of a pandemic. It's crazy. So that's kind of the climate that I have been seeing. Other races, it has kind of been, here and there, either you're a Democrat or Republican, and people are, swaying either way like that. Now, a large amount of topic or this whole thing, a lot of it has been centered around race. A lot of the conversations have also been, black woman, white man, black woman, white man. And that's even something that Trump said in one of his videos as well. He said either you want to vote for, matter of fact, let me actually roll it and then we'll talk some more about this. So let's pull it up. He was basically doing a speech and he asked the crowd if they wanted to vote for a black woman a black president or a white president. Okay? He said, let's roll it.
Would you rather have the black president or the white president who got 1.7 billion off the price? I think they want the white guy right now. Less. Would you rather have the black president or the white president who got 1.7 billion off the price? I think they want the white guy.
I think they want the white guy. Okay. So a lot of people have been saying, you know, why is this about race? Shouldn't it be about policy? Shouldn't it be about things that are going to help us, the economy, what each side is going to be doing? And I even see a comment right here that says she wasn't black until she ran for office, not even mentioning her policies. I don't like the fact that people think if you don't like Kamala, that you automatically like Trump. Just stop. I don't think that is what everybody thinks. I think that that is just an assessment of overall. Now, as it pertains to whether Kamala is a black woman or not, I myself personally, I don't view her as a black woman. I don't view her as a black woman, and my vote is not centered around if she's black or not black. We got a black president. We had that with Obama. My thing going forward is not whether or not, oh, we got to get a black woman in office, whether she's qualified or not qualified. What I'm basing my outlook on is, as a people, you know, is this person a good fit for our country? Now, for me personally, when it was Biden and Trump, I'm feeling like I really don't like either candidate. Like, I'm like, can we scrap both of these candidates? Like you also said, you don't like either one of them, Tiffany. That was me when it was Biden and it was Trump in the race. I would talk to my friends and I was like, listen, I don't like either candidate. Let's scrap them and get two new candidates because I'm not happy with either one of them. Because I was looking at Biden, I was looking at his health declining, I was looking at him like go and greet people that weren't there and all of the things. And I'm just like, that is a train wreck. You know, Trump to me is a train wreck. So I really wasn't satisfied with either candidate. Now, am I completely satisfied with Kamala? Am I completely sold on her, you know, just being the best candidate we have? No, but I like her over Trump. I'll tell you that much. I definitely like her over Trump. And some of the things that he has said are very alarming to me. And so for that reason, I just don't think that that's a good candidate. I look at who is backing this person, who is behind it, who desperately wants this person in office. And I'm just seeing a lot of redneck, hillbilly, a lot of people that are very, 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 very much looking like, you know what I'm saying? They want us back in slavery type of time. And that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the things that Trump is saying. In addition, his latest speech where he talked about how in 4 years, if we vote for him and get it right, we'll never have to vote again. Let me play that and then I'll talk some more. Let me pull it up 1 second.
Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote. And again, Christians, get out and vote. Just this.
All right. So he says he'll have it fixed so good that you won't have to vote again. So what that sounds like to me is, like somebody said in the comments, a dictatorship. What that sounds like to me, accompanied by his vice president or nominee's conversation as well, a dictatorship. It sounds like what they are saying in Project 2025 is what they are trying to bring to fruition. Now, Project 25 is basically an outline of what the Republican Party, who are, you know, largely under Trump, feel like would be a very good plan for our nation. Trump has come out to state that he doesn't know anything about Project 2025, that he isn't behind it. But every time he talks, it sounds very much in a line with Project 2025, and it's scary as heck. Now, I'm going to play what his vice president had to say about Kamala Harris and how they feel and view women who do not have children. So let me pull that up, because all of these things combined reminded me of the movie The Handmaid's Tale, and it sounds like that's what we are headed if either of him, his vice president, anybody behind that policy gets into office. So let me pull up what his vice president had to say, and we'll continue this conversation. All right, so let me pull this up.
About we need to reward the things that we think are good. About we need to reward the things that we think are good and punish the things that we think are bad. So you talk about tax policy. Let's tax the things that are bad and not tax the things that are good. If you're making $100,000, $400,000 a year, and you've got 3 kids, you should pay a different, lower tax rate than if you're making the same amount of money and you don't have any kids. It's that simple.
I totally agree.
I'll go back to something I said earlier about we need to reward the things that we think are good. And
all right. So let me pull up what he said about, wait, where's the original cat lady? Okay.
Parents, you should have more power. You should have more of an ability to speak your voice in our democratic republic than people who don't have kids. Let's face the consequences and the reality. If you don't have as much of an investment in the future of this country, maybe you shouldn't get nearly the same voice. Now, people will say, and I'm sure the Atlantic and the Washington Post and all the usual suspects will criticize me about this in the coming days. Well, doesn't this mean that non-parents don't have as much of a voice as parents? Doesn't this mean that parents get a bigger say in how our democracy functions? Yes, absolutely. When you go to the polls in this country as a parent, you should have more power. You should have more of an ability to speak your voice in our democratic republic than people who don't have kids. Let's face the consequences and the reality. If you don't have as much of an investment in the future of this country, maybe you shouldn't get nearly the same voice. Now, people will say, and I'm sure the Atlantic and the Washington Post and all the usual suspects will criticize me about this in the coming days. Well, doesn't this mean that non-parents don't have as much of a voice as parents? Doesn't this mean that parents get a bigger say in how our democracy functions? Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's hear this one.
Obviously, it was a sarcastic comment. I've got nothing against cats. I've got nothing against dogs. I've got one dog at home, and I love him, Megan. But look, this is not, people are focusing so much on the sarcasm and not on the substance of what I actually said. And the substance of what I said, Megan, I'm sorry, it's true. It is true that we become anti-family. It is true that the left has become anti-child. It is simply true that it's become way too hard to raise a family. You know, Megan, I myself had a lot of step parents when I was growing up. I certainly was enriched by some of those step parents and frankly not enriched by others. My own wife is a working mother. You hear leftists say, JD wants to keep women in the home. My own wife, I've supported her career for my entire life. I'm proud of it. But because I'm proud of it and because I supported my wife, Megan, I've seen the fact that it's hard to be a working mom, that the corporate world is fundamentally hostile to working mothers and working fathers because we have mentioned, obviously it was a sarcastic comment. I've got nothing against cats. Stupid and bad choices as a country. I want us to make different choices. And I think it's shameful for the Democrats to hide behind their personal circumstances when they have supported policies that have made it harder on working moms and dads. And they're still this very day doing the exact same thing. Stupid and bad choices as a country. But look, what I was basically saying is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made. And so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it? I just wanted to ask that question and propose. But look, what I was basically saying is that we're...
All right. So, that is some of what the vice president nominee is proposing. He feels like Kamala does not have a right to run the country because she does not have children. And he feels like people who don't have children do not have as much as a vested interest in the well-being of this country as a person like him or Trump. Now, all of the policies that they have basically proposed and all of the things that they are basically alleging, again, it all sounds like the preservation of the white race. It feels like it is nothing that benefits us at all. A lot of people keep talking about, oh, well, Kamala hasn't talked about policies, but what policy has Trump or his administration stated that benefits us as a country? And when I say us, I mean us black folk. What policies have they said that benefit us? I see some guy in the comment keep saying that all we're thinking about is logic and emotion, and we're not thinking logically. What logical explanation do you have, or do you think is going to be so much better with Trump? Someone in the comments, let's see, he says, and he's putting words in my mouth because nobody said our economy is great right now. Obviously, anybody who is living in 2024, everything is inflated. Everything is overpriced. Nobody said that the economy is in a great space. I did not say that. Okay, I did not say that. That's not what I said. So don't put words in my mouth. Hold on, let me find it because it went by. Let me read. Or did he delete it? Damn, it's not even there. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, so let's play some more. Let me see what else I had to pull up. Okay, so this was another clip of Trump basically talking about Kamala.
Three weeks ago, she was a bum. A failed vice president in a failed administration with millions of people crossing, and she was the border czar. Now they're trying to say she never was the border czar. She had nothing to do with the border. She was the border czar. They're trying to take it. They're deleting it all over the place. They want to take it because we have the worst border. She was a bum 3 weeks ago. She was a bum. A failed vice president in a failed administration with millions of people crossing, and she was the border czar. Now they're trying to say she never was the border czar. She had nothing to do with the border. She was the border czar.
All right. Let me see what else clips that I had up. I had a few clips. Okay, hold on. All right. So this is a video of Kamala. Now listen, girl. Listen, Kamala girl. Don't say no more stupid like this again, okay? Let me play it and then I'm gonna talk to y'all.
So I know how to make a mean pot of greens. In fact, people used to ask me to make greens for them for Christmas. One year, I had so many that I had to wash that we ended up washing them in the bathtub. So I am not playing around. So what you got? Right, Marlon? So I know how to make a mean pot of greens. In fact, people used to ask me to make greens for them for Christmas. One year, I had so many that I had to wash that we ended up washing them in the bathtub. So I am not playing around. So what you got?
All right. Now, Kamala, again, listen, girl, anybody is better than Trump in my eyes as far as you, Biden, or the administration that there is. But I ain't gonna vote for your ass if you keep on saying silly shit like this to try to relate to black people. Because true black people are not washing no damn greens in a bathtub. And if you are washing greens in the bathtub, that's freaking disgusting. That's nasty. I don't care how much bleach you put in the bathtub. Greens do not go in the bathtub and they don't go in the sink. That's disgusting. Now, as long as you don't go around on your campaign trail trying to overly appeal to black people, I think that you have a fair shot. But if you try to overdo it, and this is what you continue to do, you're gonna piss me off, okay? Let me just make that very clear. And let's just be for real. Don't piss me off, Kamala, okay? Because we're not washing greens in the damn bathtub. We don't walk around with hot sauce in our, well, some of us walk around with hot sauce in our purse. But we know that you ain't walking around with hot sauce in your purse. So don't go on no damn campaign trail, pulling up to restaurants, trying to do promo, pulling hot sauce out your purse, acting like you eating watermelon. Don't try to do anything extra to try to appeal to black people because you are going to piss me off, okay? Stick to the policies. Stick to the things that are actually going to make this country better, and you have my vote, period. But if you continue to say shit like this, you're going to piss me off, okay? I'm going to be very, very, very mad, and I'm going to vote independent for Robert Jr. Kennedy or whatever his name is instead. Even though I can't imagine listening to Kennedy Jr.'s voice each time we need any type of national emergency. He got some really, really good policies that he's talking about. Robert Kennedy? Robert F. Anyways, he's a very good, solid candidate as well, okay? So wrap this shit up. Don't start with this type of stuff, okay? Don't start with this type of stuff. Old clip or not. Let this be the only time that you try that BS trying to appeal to black folks. Don't do it. All right? So let's see. So there has been a lot of different endorsements. There was an endorsement by Netflix. They offered $7 million to Kamala Harris. Then there was also Barack Obama and Michelle, who also decided to endorse Kamala as well. So let me pull that video up as well. And Fila, I'ma just I'll make a StreamYard link in a second for anybody who or not anybody, because I don't feel like going back and forth with y'all like that. I'll make a StreamYard link for you in a minute, Fila. Hold on.
Hi.
Hey there.
Oh, hi, you're both together. Oh, it's good to hear you both.
I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you. This is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Oh my goodness. Michelle, Barack, this means so much to me. I am looking forward to doing this with the two of you, Doug and I both, and getting out there, being on the road. But most of all, I just want to tell you the words you have spoken and the friendship that you have given over all these years mean more than I can express. So thank you both. It means so much. And we're going to have some fun with this too, aren't we?
All right. So that was the Obamas endorsing Kamala. Let's see what else clips I pulled up. Now, I'm not about to argue with anybody about who should be president. I'm telling you my opinion on why I don't feel like Trump is a good candidate. If you guys want to come up and give your opinion on who you decide to vote for or why you choose that candidate, I will allow you 2 minutes to basically say your piece. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not answering your questions. I'm not, well, answer me this or explain. No. If you want to come up and say, hey, I want to vote for this person and this is the reason why, then I'm very open for that. But I'm not going back and forth with none of y'all. I'm not explaining myself to you. I'm not doing any of that. If y'all want me to open up the lines, let me know. Let me know. But that's the rules. So let's see. So there's been a lot of different campaigns that have been raising money for Kamala. This is someone calling all white dudes for Harris. We're up next. Let's do this, guys. See y'all Monday. So I guess Monday there is a call for, I guess, white guys who are there for Kamala. Then there was also a call with, I think it was it white women? Hold on, let me go to it. It was white women for Kamala. They raised $1 million. So it says the white women for Kamala Zoom continues to blow past 150,000 participants. Since Zoom is glitching, some folks have moved over to YouTube to watch the call live. The call has raised well over $1 million in grassroots donations so far, in addition to organizing efforts. Let's see. There was also, like I said, there was like Black Men for Kamala who raised, I think it was a campaign by Roland Martin. Hold on, let me find that. Roland Martin had a campaign that raised some money as well. And then there was Queers for Kamala as well that had raised money. My only issue with the Democratic Party is the over attempt to, like, how can I say this? Because again, I'm not satisfied 100% with either party. I just know that I'm not satisfied completely with Trump. So it was 91.5 million. Wait. Okay, so Black Men raised $1.3 million in support of Kamala. Let me pull that up. Oops. Hold on. Okay, so here it is right here. Black Men just raised over $1.3 million in support of Kamala Harris. We're not playing around. We're fired up, and we're going to win, is what it says. It says more than 20,000 Black men organized a Zoom meeting to support VP Kamala's campaign for presidency, raised $130K in 13 minutes. Okay, so yeah, so they raised over 1.3 altogether, which was great. I think this is the one that was rallied by Roland Martin, I believe. And then there was another one. But anyways, let me pull up my StreamYard link because I know some people want to speak. And let's get to it again. Like I said, I ain't arguing with a soul. I'm not explaining myself to a soul. I'm giving my opinion, and I gave you my reasons why. Child, I do not feel like tussling with none of y'all. I said what I said, and that's what I mean. If you think it's emotional, I don't give a fuck. If you think you got all the logic, I don't. Okay? Do what you do, what you do, what you do. Vote for who you feel like is a good candidate for you. That's what I feel, and that's what I'm sticking to. You can't pay me to vote for Trump, period. And my thing is, I also hate all the Black people who say, oh my God, when Trump was in office, I had the most money I ever got. Most of the money that you ever got, if most of the money that you ever got was $1,200 from a stimulus package, that says a whole lot, and that's sad. Because we were in a whole pandemic. Any president was going to award money. And I feel like because he was in office, we didn't even get the funky $1,200 when we should have got it in the first damn place. Okay? So the fact that that's most of the argument that I see when people say that they're voting for him, they say, oh, I had the most money I ever got. Yeah. You know why you had the most money you ever got? Because people was getting PPP loans left and right. They had a whole bunch of money so that they can spend. So if you were a person who had your own business, of course business was booming because everybody had funds. They had funds whether they was illegal or warranted, and they was rolling in the dough. They was giving 20,000, 15,000, 10,000 here and there. So yeah, they was coming copping your merch and buying stuff from you and things like that. So yeah, like stuff was, selling good or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we were in a pandemic. There were funds allocated for reasons to save businesses that they were not spent for those reasons. And for that reason, people are talking about, oh, that's the most money I ever got. Well, can you kind of think about perhaps, like, that's why? Like, okay. So anyways, who lying? Jackie said, stop lying. Who lying? Who lying, sweetie? Who lying? What I lie about? What I lie about? So you don't see people in the comments. I literally can go to a blog right now and pull up the comments and people are saying, I'm voting for him because that's the most money I ever got. What's the lie, sweetie? Because under any blog post that is talking about elections, that is the theory for a lot of people. I can pull it up and prove it if need to. Okay. So anyways, let me pull up. Oh shoot, hold on. Did I say black people didn't have money? I did not say black people didn't have money. I said people had more money because of the pandemic. But anyway, let me see. Oh, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Why is it not pulling up my... Hold on, let me go out and go back in. But I ain't about to tussle with you heifers. What we not gonna do is tussle with you heifers at all. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me fix this. You said nobody is talking about voting for Trump because of any check. Please prove that. That's literally under any vlog. You could prove it to yourself. The fuck? There's literally that conversation happening under every blog post that is a political post. You can prove it to yourself. The fuck? Prove it to your damn self. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? Prove it to yourself. How about that? But hold on. I'm trying to get my damn... I can prove it. I mean, I got time. I can literally sit here and go to the damn... whatchamacallit, but hold on, I'm trying to log into my damn StreamYard. Okay, hold on. Okay. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Hold on. Okay, so, I mean, do y'all want me to allow people up or do you want me to search blog comments where people are talking about the reason why they voting for Trump? Which one? Because I literally can pull it up. Which one y'all want to waste time doing shit that's literally there or do y'all want to have like dialogue and hear other perspectives? Which one we want to do? Because I could prove it. Literally under all the fucking blogs. What are you talking about? But there's a link, Fila, if you want to click it. That's the link. That is the link. You said vote policy, not race. I agree with that. I do not believe that anybody should be voting based on like, oh, this person is black, this person is white, blah, 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 blah. I don't believe that. I don't even look, like I said, when I started, I don't even believe that Kamala is a black woman. I don't view her or identify her as a black woman. I think it's strictly what is a better fit. And I just do not think that Trump is a better fit over her, period. Let's see. Tiffany, go ahead. Again, I'm not, oh wait. Can you hear me, Tiffany? Hello? Oh wait, she went off. Here's my homeboy Dom who clicked in. We know these black men don't want no woman in office. I ain't gonna say they don't want a black woman in office because again, I don't believe Kamala black. But go ahead, Dom. I'm not about to go back and forth with nobody. But you tell me your reasoning, and we could go from there.
What's up, Nick? It's good to see that you back on line.
Okay. Thank you. But go ahead.
Hold on. You're playing in my background. Hold on.
I just put it back in the chat, Fila. Somebody said, look at the policies. Look at what he's done when he was in office. It's a no-brainer. Take your emotions out of it. I really get irritated when y'all keep saying emotions out of it. Like, as if, like, somebody is, like, no, I'm not being emotional when I say what I say. And even if, let's bear in mind and say, okay, when he was in office, there was lower tax credits, blase, blah. What is his intentions now? What is his intentions now? He's quite literally laying out what his intentions are now. He quite literally is explaining and laying out the example that he wishes to have a sort of dictatorship. He's quite literally talking about things about, taking away women's rights as far as it comes with, abortion rights, things like that. He quite literally is laying out policies for the now that are not beneficial to my people, in my opinion, at all. Like, I don't give a fuck about, when I filed my taxes, I definitely checked and the tax credit was a little bit less. I mean, that's not the only end all be all here. There are so many other aspects to this that are like quite alarming, period. Like, but anyways, enough of me. Let's hear from the people. Go ahead, Dom. I'm gonna pull you up next, Fila. Let me know your thoughts on this race.
Good evening, but like I said, it's good to see you back online. And it ain't that black men don't want a woman in office. Cut that out. First off, we just not feeling Kamala. And for one, is because of the stuff she pulled when she was a DA. But also because she, what was it, 4 years ago when she was like, I'm not going to do something specifically for black people. It seemed like black people get amnesia real quick. But I'm not voting for Trump or Kamala. I'm voting independent. I'm voting for Robert Kennedy Jr. I feel like he's the best candidate out of both of them, actually. He the one who seems to have the cleanest record. It seemed like he ain't do no corrupt stuff. And during the pandemic, he was actually trying to help the people when it came to these vaccines and the government forcing vaccines upon people. So this ain't got nothing to do with, well, actually it do got something to do with race, because a couple of days ago, we just heard Trump say, would you rather have a black woman or a white man in office, to a majority white crowd? So that just showed he splitting even the black people that want to vote for him. He isolating them. So I think Robert Kennedy Jr. is the best candidate. I have more to say, but I just wanted to get that out there real quick.
All right. Let's go to Fila. Hello.
Hey, I'm sitting part so you can't see me. Hope everybody having a good night.
Oh yeah, nobody's on camera. Go ahead.
Cool. I was actually in this party, but I stepped outside and I knew you was going live, so I was checking you out. Very good topic. What I would like to say is this: it's kind of to the left, but I think everybody gonna still feel where I'm coming from, right? I like Kamala Harris for this specific reason. She's a prosecutor, right? Most prosecutors, they have a very strategic way of thinking, right? They have a way of kind of like laying out the facts to the common people like a jury, you know, someone with not a high academic can understand. I think thus far, you know, the Republican Party, they're so unified, just the volume and the noise they make. And I won't say rhetoric because they got a lot of good points, but just the volume, like they got Fox News behind them. They got so many people that's just on, not saying this is who they are, but they have the whole white supremacy group behind them. You know, the good boys or the good old boy, what you name it, they behind them. The militias, they got so many people behind them. Their voice is so loud and so strong that even, excuse me, even their lies, right, sound good. It's like a record you really don't like. You hear it so much and it's so loud everywhere you go. You just start to say, well, I could tolerate it, right? And you start massaging yourself to think that maybe these could be true, what he's talking about, because of the volume of it, because of, you know, how much you hear the repetitiveness and so many different people co-signing it, right? But one thing you got to always remember is this. Most people have an agenda when they support a cause, especially of people who have like a background of supporting causes that benefit them and don't benefit others, right? I think as a black man, the best I could hope for out of this whole presidential race is that Kamala can expose some things in a way to where it wake my people up. Even if she win or he win, I'm looking for the win for my people just to get woke. I hope she points out some things, you know, in her attempt to become president as a prosecutor and the way she strategically talks and thinks, that we finally get it, that we need to help ourselves. You know what I mean? And what I mean by helping ourselves is like having more conversations just as brothers and sisters, like on any given day, on any given subject. I would want my sister, right, to think like, if I see some black dudes coming down the street, I feel comfortable. I don't feel scared, right? I would want my sisters to think like, dang, if a black man looking at me, I should say hi. Or if a black man passed by me, I should say hi. Because we've made them feel that way about us, right? We made them like look at us as the kings we are. And we start looking back at the black women like the queens they are. That's what's going to be a win for me. Not about who wins the White Houses and who property taxes go down and who get the stimulus package. That's all fine and dandy. But I don't look at life from that perspective because I feel like life itself and breath itself is a gift and it's all temporary. So the best we can hope for here on earth is to die sooner than later because we all gonna die. You get where I'm coming from? But, and better news is the quality of life that we can live while we here. And I hope that she can, you know, some kind of way just galvanize. I ain't saying she will, but maybe just galvanize black people to have, you know, more pride towards one another, you know. And I look at other races and it's almost like no matter if they good, bad, or indifferent, they support their people. You know, before they just go to what's fair, it's, well, it's my people. So that's as fair as I could be. He's going for my people. And I think a lot of people that vote for Trump, that's what they own. You know where I live at and you know where I'm from. So it's like I live an oxymoron type of life. I'm always in the hood, but I live amongst, you know what I'm saying, medium class white people, right? And they all be flying their Trump flags. My next door neighbor got a flag to say, vote for Donald Trump or fuck how you feeling. Like they real strong about it out in the suburbs like that, right? And I just wish my people would be like that. You know, I wish my people would be passionate about things other than, you know, some of the things that we already passionate about. Because what I see is with our people, whatever we really push and believe in our soul, the rest of the world follow. And you can see that with the music. You can see that with the fashion. Anything that we really put our mind on and we go after, everybody follow us. You know what I'm saying? I wish we could do that with like politics, with academia, with just love for one another, you know, and just get back to just being on some, you know, I'm happy just to be black and I'm content with that. And if you black, you all right with me. You know what I'm saying?
I think the problem is a lot of people, because me included, I don't consider Kamala like my people or our people. I don't consider her a black woman. Even though she has, I believe, a Jamaican father or whatever, or somebody was Jamaican. I don't consider her my people, and I think that's like a lot of the division that people have when it's like, you know, when it comes to that. But my voting for her isn't based on like, you know, she's my people or not, because I don't consider her that. But I mean, I understand what you are saying as well.
No, true, 100%. The main point that I wanted to make is we as a people, right? We have to get to a point that, and I'm not saying like we have to be like a war ready or, you know, a foot on their throat type of people. But I give you the best example I can make. I think so many things happen to Black people, right? From being police, you know, brutality to poverty to just, you know, the disparity in wages. And, you know, I could go on and on, right? That we kind of have accepted, right? I think that happens is because they don't look at us as a force. The only way you could be a force is to be unified, right? And when you're not unified, people just look at you kind of like they could pick you off, you know, like, okay, you guys might can get so-and-so, but we'll grab Amber Rose. Oh, you guys might get Barack Obama, but we'll grab, you know, 50 Cent. They'll just pick you off where they're unified. So you could have the most valid, the most eloquent point you could ever stand up and make, and it wouldn't make two shits up against a person that's unified. Think about it. Why do you think the KKK is still around after all them years? Black Panthers didn't stand a chance, right? Because it was division amongst them, right? And that's why we always seem to fold, because we can't come to a common understanding of, you know what, just because you my brother, you my sister, that's enough. Where I live at, I don't know what they do behind closed doors, but in the public, they got a united front. And you're going to think twice before you go up against it, because if they catch you outside doing something, they coming. And I remember when I was growing up, we was kind of like that as a people. And I felt like we had more power. And I'm not saying that we should be trying to scare people or, you know, we should be fear-based, but they knew we were more, you know, like unified. You know, we used to wear the black medallions, and, you know, most of the rap music was talking about black love and fight the power. It was almost like, okay, if they wasn't scared of us, it was a mutual understanding that you don't step on our toes. Now it's almost like they shooting grandmas in the face. They stepping on the necks of people. I mean, and they know these cameras is out. So just imagine, right? Once somebody that gets in power, right, that has that same type of attitude that I don't really care about what's equal. I care about doing what I want to do. And he galvanizes all these people I just told you about in the spirit that they have a unification behind them. Imagine what the world is going to be like. And I'm going to end it right there. But much love and respect to everybody that's listening. Thanks for having me on, Neek. You know, I don't know who's going to win the presidential election. I just hope that Kamala Harris, you know, she used her tactics as the politicians that point out a bunch of stuff that make our people wake up and say, you know what? We need to come together. We got a lot of work to do on self. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, Fela. You said it was division in the Black Panther Party, but the Black Panther Party had the whole U.S. government against them. That's why they was dismantled, bro. It wasn't. And the KKK, we already know that they don't even identify the KKK as a freaking terrorist group.
I agree on that too.
And
you saying?
But no, Kamala ain't our people, bro. She don't like it's Caribbean people that we see as our people. Minister Farrakhan, he's Caribbean, but we don't see him as Caribbean. We see him as black because he talks black, he acts black. And he's for black people. Kamala is not for Kwame Ture, freaking Marcus Garvey, all those people like that. Kamala is she not with us. She's long gone. She don't talk black. She might have went to HBCU, but we know white people went to go to HBCUs as well. That's why.
This is my point though, Dom. My point ain't I like her because I don't like her. I don't even really care if she be president or not. My point is I like the fact that he's going to have to go head to head with a prosecutor. That's my point.
Yeah, but I think black people was more unified when Trump was in office because we seen that evil that he had or that he stirred up in white people. We seen the evil that he stirred up in white people. Black people were more unified when Trump was in office. Now, do I want him in office again? Hell no. I'm just saying, even just like during the civil rights movement, black people were more unified because we could see that force was against us.
All right. There's a lot of people waiting. You guys
I agree.
can
Let me
stay
say this
on.
one last thing, though, Dom. I agree what you're saying, but that's the same thing like in the civil rights movements and when it was slavery. Anytime we were super oppressed and couldn't get to things like books or knowledge and all that, we always gave our best effort, right? As far as unity, as far as education, everything.
Most definitely.
100%. I'm just saying that I'm just glad that he's not going head to head with somebody he could dominate. And I hope that she point out some points that make us as the people say, you know what? Man, she right about that. You know, he is this, and we better watch out for this and watch out for that in the third, because I would hate to see this dude get in office and then if another Supreme Court justice died, he gonna put another Supreme Court justice in there.
Right.
So really
but hold on.
All right, wait,
bro.
pause. You guys pause. I'm gonna let you guys continue, but there's a lot of people waiting, so just pause.
All right, no worries.
Stay on. Let's hear from Magic. Magic says we had structure before Biden started a circus in the White House. So I'm gonna let Magic speak, and then we're gonna go from there. Go ahead, Magic.
I just wanted to touch base. Structure was I believe that's the word that he was trying to find. Structure is what we had before Biden started. What can I say? Pandering to all the minorities in America. One by one, he slowly pandered to every minority group. He literally had something getting called maps, where minor attractive people are like okay and shit. You know what I mean? He literally catered to every minority group you can possibly think of, from black to gay, tranny like kids and everything. And I'm gay myself, man. But when it comes to like kids and shit like that,
wait, no, not too much on the curse words. I let one fly, but let's dial it back on the curse words.
Sorry. But when it comes to like kids and stuff like that, I would have been upset if I was growing up and my mom turned me into like a girl or something just because I'm like gay. Like, that's craziness. And for us to be able to do that to our kids, guys, it's killing us. It's killing us, all right? Kamala or Kamatra, listen, she's been in charge of the border like last 4 years. She hasn't done anything. In fact, she wants to keep it open. That's her main thing, is to keep it open. That's not going to bring us any good, guys. That's going to erase us, period. And I wanted to also say, I just lost what I was saying, but I just wanted to touch base on the fact that Camilla is she's good for courts and things like that. America is not a courthouse, okay? This is a business in every stretch of the imagination, okay? Kamala can't run a business like that. That's why America keeps going backwards, because this is a business and we don't have somebody in charge who can run it. Okay? This is not no courthouse. This isn't a hearing. I'm a prosecutor and I'm going to get you. Try that in court, sweetheart, okay? This is a real life country that you have to run. This is not a courthouse, okay? You have to go to these foreign nations and let them know that we're not the one, all right? And as far as all of our taxes and everything was lower when Trump was in because he basically threatened everybody else. Like, you're going to keep that stuff there, or everything that you send over here, I'm going to tax 10 times. And he did that. Literally, he did that. So I'm not sure why everybody is kind of blinded by what's going on here. And I'm sure she's going to pander to every black concept that she possibly can before the election's out. That's how you know this is not for us. That's not for us, okay? Trump has been on TV since what, 89? How is it that this man just became the world's biggest criminal right before he ran for the office? That's not making sense. That's not adding up. He's been on TV since what, 89? We've been watching him on TV in our face. You're not going to come and tell me what I've been watching in my face. That's dumb. Like, you can't come and tell me what I seen. And in fact, that's what they're doing. They're erasing everything, and they're saying, well, he's a criminal and he's this, he's really bad, he's a big bad guy. Roar. Cut the Cut the stuff.
All right. Thank you, Magic. Not too much on the curse words. You's about to get to cursing again. I'm going to go to Marie. And thank you so much for coming up. Marie, what's your thoughts?
Hey, everybody articulated what they want to say very well. And I'm not going to lie. I wasn't all into politics. Just watching what's going on now, it's kind of making me a little nervous about the future. So with that being said, I want to first say that my mother's Jamaican and my father's African. I've been in America since I was 1 year old. So I'm Americanized. And I hate to see when people say someone is not black enough because of, where they're from. So I love that one guy, I think his name is Dom. I like what he said because he sees that there are people from the Caribbean and other places who are down and ready to rock with Americans. Now, with that being said, like I said, I'm not fully into the politics. I'm just getting into it, but I just cannot see how anybody black can go for Trump. When you watch their rallies and the things that they say and how they speak, when they talk about Make America Great Again, they're not talking about anybody of color. And I don't see how a black person can't see that. They don't care nothing about us. They do not include us when they talk about Make America Great Again. I'm not going, no offense to the guy that was just talking, and it seems like he kind of sees where I'm going, what I'm going to say. But my only issue with the Democratic Party is the push of the LGBT. No offense to anybody, but it's just something is kind of off with that. The push and how it was when Obama was in chair. I don't understand it. It was too much. And I understand the president is just the face to an extent of what's going on behind the scenes, so quote unquote, but it was too much. So that makes me hesitant when it comes to voting at all, because I definitely won't be voting for Trump. It will never happen. But with the Democrat, again, it throws me off with that push. Something about it is just not right. To see women who's been practicing and, playing in sports, and the man could just come and say, okay, well, I'm a woman today or whatever, and now I want to play against women. It's just, the whole thing is too much for me. And that really, really throws me off. But can I put that above what I see in the things that Trump says? And I think somebody mentioned that Trump just said something recently about, do you want a black person or a white person? Some of his people who are affiliated with him, the things that they're always throwing out and saying about black people. Now they use DEI as, I guess, a dig at black people. It's just too much. So I'm going to kind of just leave it there. But I just really don't understand anybody black. And I would love for somebody to come up. And I'm not going to argue back either. I'm not going to get back in the chat and go back and forth. This is just my view on it. I just want to know that when a black person, put everything aside, just common sense, and when you see the Trump and his rallies and his people say what they say. Yeah, they got a couple of black folks they throw in there to make things kind of look good because he wants to vote. But you can see Trump is nervous now with Kamala and what's going on with her. The things that he's saying, you can tell he's nervous. But again, I just want to hear what a black person has to say who wants to vote for Trump, and how you can look at Trump and his people. And when they say what they say, these white men with blue eyes, blonde hair, how do you really feel that they want a black person in their party? I'm trying to understand that. I don't understand. That's all.
What I will say to what you said, and I meant to bring it up. That's what I meant to bring it up. Then I got sidetracked. But my problem with the Democratic Party is what you stated. As far as, I don't know why my freaking camera keeps going out. But anyways, my problem. Y'all can hear me though. My problem with the Democratic Party is the fact that it is a lot of trying to erase women's positions. I do not agree with trans in women's sports. I do not agree. I think that it should be its own sport, and that is very problematic when it comes to certain things in that area. I believe everybody should have rights. I believe if you're gay, you should be able to marry who you want to marry, love who you want to love. I feel like there should be respect amongst people in general, but I don't agree when it goes a little bit too far into, okay, you want to put this class of people or this, round of people above others. It's like we're all equal, and it should be just that. Women should be in women's sports, men should be in men's sports. If you're trans, I believe that there is enough to have their own leagues. So that's the only thing that I don't agree with when it comes to like certain things that are being pushed on the Democratic side. But like you said, is that enough to sway me onto the Republican side? No, it's not. I look at who's backing Trump over all of that and why they want him in office so bad over all of that. So
Exactly.
so I'm gonna
And another thing too, I'm sorry, I just have to say, if you're a parent of, I mean, a black person, period, because we seen what just happened with the young lady who was shot by the cop. But when you hear Trump saying, I think somebody in the comments said I'm going by what I hear, and I do my research. Like I said, I might not be into it before I run with saying something. I do my research first to make sure I know what I'm talking about. And to hear Trump say that he's going to basically allow cops to
bring qualified immunity back.
Thank you. Exactly. There you go. You articulated that better. Exactly. When I hear those type of things and I saw what I just saw with this lady being shot, I just can't understand. I can't. You know what I mean? And again, yes, I might not be 100% into politics. And I also want to say this too before I forget. When Trump was in office, it was COVID. There's so much more behind that people need to research. Again, I can't remember everything offhand, but what I do know is that we weren't going to work. We weren't driving. We weren't doing a lot of things. So it may seem on the surface that the economy was so much better under him, but there's more to it. And you have to do more research before you just file off the handle. So for the people who may say, oh, you're just talking, you're just going off of what you heard, I guarantee you the same person who's not doing your research. Go back and see what was really going on and see what happens. Another thing too, when a president is in office, he doesn't just jump into office and make policies and all of a sudden everything is grand under him. He's riding off of, whether it's negative or positive, what the prior president did. It takes years to put things into office. So it's just, I don't know, it takes, we have to just do our research. But again, like I said, I hope we all make the right decision that we can live with. That's all I can say. Whether you vote for Trump or not, just, yeah. And my child's making noise. Let me go ahead and let you guys talk. That's it.
Shout out to you. Thank you for coming up. I don't know what's going on with my camera, but
thank you.
Y'all hear everybody. Y'all ain't got to see me on the screen. Let's go to Tiffany J. It says that your device is not connected. I know you've been waiting for some time. You probably have to go out and come back in. So in the meantime, I'm going to go to Itzy.
Hey, Neek. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so look. You know, I hear people talking about, like Kamala, like not being black. I don't even care about all that, because my reason for voting for her has nothing to do with her being a black woman or not being a black woman. To me, that's irrelevant. To me, when I think about like the energy associated with like Kamala's like campaign, it's more of inclusion as opposed to like Trump. Trump is more about like divisiveness. And to me, that's just not a good thing, and to me, like black people who are considering voting for Trump, they need to remember like some of the things that he said, because, like he started out with like his comments about like these black countries, about being like shithole countries. That's how he started off. Then he made all these other comments about other racial groups, about like Mexicans being like, rapists and all this other stuff, rapists and drug dealers and all of that.
Our word. Let's keep in mind the words that we're using. Back, this is YouTube overall, but go ahead.
Yeah, and just even if I'm sorry, my bad. And even if we go like further back, like even further back, like Donald Trump, like look at what he was doing like way back in the day with like the group of young men who were falsely convicted of rape. He wanted to have them. He
say
wanted
our
to
word
have
instead
them,
of that. But go ahead.
Huh?
Say our word instead of.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
But go ahead.
My bad. But he wanted to have those. He wanted to have those young men like, like K word or whatever. Even after he found out that they were not guilty. But then as we move forward, even like with the George Floyd thing, and when he said that, I remember him making a comment that said it was something like, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, so basically saying that everyone that was out there like protesting, and even if they were doing, and I don't agree with looting, but he was saying, like, they had a target on their back, and he often referred to like black people as being like thugs. So, and it's just the other things too, because I think people really need to look at like that whole Project 2025 thing, because like Project 2025, it's a lot of ugly stuff associated with Project 2025, because that's more about like stripping away like our rights, and like, and the rights of like women, reproductive rights, and and just all of that. So it's like Donald Trump is not for inclusiveness. He's more about taking away the like the rights of the people. And then also what he's also trying to do in that Project 2025, he's trying to deregulate a lot of agencies and make it more of like of like companies that can bid for the opportunity to provide services that our government agencies normally provide. Now, when that happens, then we have less control, because we can go and we can complain, and we can, and we can have like some type of action to occur when we have a problem. But when you have agencies that are like corporately run, like what is that going to do if we complain? Nothing. So to me, like, as far as Donald Trump is concerned, like I can't see myself voting for him, because I see him as more of a person who is more divisive and more about money than he is about like the people.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your input. We're going to go to Tiffany J.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, awesome. So I just wanted to say, um, though there's plenty that's been said about Trump, all the bad stuff. Yeah, we know his record. Then there's Kamala. We know she has a horrible record while she was a DA. And just a couple of things on Kamala. Then I'm going to move on to who we really should be trying to think about. We don't have a two-party system. I hate that people have bought into that. There are other people running for presidency, and it is detrimental that people get into what the policies are for each person that's actually running. Whereas being a black person here in America, one of the biggest problems I have with our voting is basically for the last, well, for as long as we've been able to vote, we've been voting Democratic, and we have not really seen anything within the black community get any better. The pushing of the whole LGBT thing, the legal grooming of the children, all of that stuff, I'm not a fan of it. One thing that I do want to make mention of, though, is Cornel West. Cornel West is like the only person running that actually has a black agenda, that actually has reparations on it, that actually wants to lift the minimum wage to 27, that actually has policies geared towards black people, black women, and their mortality rate, being able to have better access to health care, actually ending the monopoly. Visit his website, go to the Cornel West website. You can actually see everything, every policy that he's trying to put in place that actually, by way of a far majority, benefits black people. And I hate that nobody's talking about it. Everybody's always on Kamala with her Indian mother and her half Jamaican, half Irish father, making her what, 25% black at most? Like, one thing that I do hate is the whole identity politics. Since we must talk about it, since this is what she's using to try to draw in the black community, you're going to see in no time there's always some rapper, some actor, some some entertainer that they want to, feel like they can galvanize them to galvanize the black community. And I think we should feel insulted that that's all they feel like they need to do.
Right.
That's the first thing that they go to every election cycle. It's either that, and they do scare taxes. You don't actually has a black there in plain sight, wanting to make sure that our children who are in our schools aren't actually getting less funding than the counterparts everywhere else, because that's what's happening.
All right. Thank you, Tiffany J. I'm not sure if you were done, but it was kind of going in and out. We're going to go to Cassie.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I thank you for talking about this. I think it's important that we talk about topics like this, and I like hear what everyone's saying. Um, I don't know if you guys watched online, but Trump mentioned that the Christians will not have to vote in 4 years.
Yeah,
And
I opened up the stream with that, but go ahead.
yep. And so when he said that, a lot of people need to recognize how dangerous that rhetoric is, regardless of policies, etc. He's basically, making it seem like, not making it seem, making it clear what his agenda is with Project 25. And I think that we need to, as a Black people, brown people, gay people, whoever, whatever you believe, come together so that doesn't happen. I just also want to make it clear, if you go on donaldjtrump.com, he has 20 policies he's focusing on, and none of it, there's not one policy that even discuss equality for African Americans, for gays, for anyone. None of his policies, none of them. And I hear people saying, oh, he cut taxes, we had more money. That has nothing to do with Donald Trump. When Donald Trump came into office, he came into office after Obama. So a lot of the policies that Obama's administration already had in place rolled over into Trump. Secondly, if you even look into his policies now, the Republican Party is currently stopping student aid reform. If you have student loans right now, and if you go on the student.gov website, you can go and look. If you are under a SAVE plan, the Republicans are actively trying to stop that. The Biden Harris administration forgave more loans than any administration, and they're still trying to, but the Republicans are stopping them, including Trump. So I believe if you're voting Trump into office, I'm guessing that you don't have any student loans, that you can afford to pay for them. A lot of the policies that the Republicans put into place are policies that work with what they have. A lot of us didn't have inheritances that were handed down to us. A lot of us had to get loans. A lot of us have to work from the bottom up. And a lot of the policies the Biden Harris administration has will help us. First time home buyer programs, strengthening alliances, protecting marriage. You don't have to believe in being gay, but you have to believe in the right for people to live how they want to live. It's not what somebody else does with their own personal business. That's fine. Allow the United States to be the United States. And once we start trying to dictate how people live, what they should believe, how all that happens, then we're in trouble. And I think people need to stop trying to say, oh, I believe in abortion, so I don't think that this person should have it. Then that's not the United States of America. The United States of America, people should be able to do whatever they want to do as long as they're not hurting anybody else. It's not what I believe somebody else should be doing. And I just think that we really need to look at what each politician is saying. And unless you're a multimillionaire, and even multimillionaires are not even voting for Trump because his rhetoric is so dangerous. But unless you're a multimillionaire that could benefit from the tax breaks he'd give you, please do your research, because the historic student loan debt relief that happened under Biden administration, if you're Haitian American, and even if you're Haitian, Biden had signed a law into place where folks were able to help humanitarian Haitis come through. So I feel like a lot of people are just talking out of one-liners and they're not doing their research. Please go on donaldjtrump.com and look what he stands on. Look at the Biden-Harris administration and how it affects you. Because I think a lot of people are just saying one-liners, and it's not even something that's going to help you in your personal life.
All right. Pause right there. Dawood, you got to unmute your mic. What are you saying?
Hey, shalom. I was saying, I'm listening to what the sister's saying. I appreciate her voice, and I'm glad that she's using it. However, you said something about humanitarian police. Is that similar to what the IMF sent into Haiti from Kenya? They sent Kenyan police officers. Is that the same thing?
No, I'm talking about the Biden humanitarian, where you are able to sign off for folks to come in under the Biden law. So you were able to sign off and have them come to the United States of America.
But humanitarian police, Where does that
No,
fit
I'm
into
not talking
your
about the efforts they're doing down in Haiti right now. That what's going on in Haiti right now needs a lot more support. And I don't believe Donald Trump would help Haiti. I don't think he'd bring any humanitarian efforts. But if you ask any Haitian that knows, there's something we call them, what they call them, T-Bidens, which means they were able to come to the United States sponsored by someone in this country. And that's something the Trump administration would never do. Let's talk about something else.
No,
Okay?
no, I hear you,
And let
sister.
me ask you
One
another
second.
question. When
I don't want
with
to
the
take up too
police,
much
with
of your
the really
time,
quick,
but I
even
do
for
want
just a
to
minute.
hold you accountable for something that you said about humanitarian police. And I am familiar with the Kenyan police officers that were sent into Haiti. And I have Haitian roots. I'm not from the island, but if I went there, I'd be at home, regardless of the politics. And I am a political science major from UNLV, 2017. Yeah, so I'm poli-sci. I'm all into politics.
Oh no, sir. I have a degree as well. I'm not. I never mentioned what's going on floor Haiti. I'm talking about the Biden law that came into place where you can sponsor, if you had a relative in Haiti, you were able to sponsor them to come into the United States. Thousands were brought in under that. But I'm not.
No, that's
I
fine.
don't want to get sidetracked. I also want to talk about one more thing before I go. Um, Another thing that is most important is reproductive rights. I believe that the Trump administration, what he did when he came into office, putting those justices in, and the fact that women don't have the right to choose what they want to do with their bodies. I understand people have their own personal belief, but I do not believe that the government has a right to tell any woman what she should do with her body. There is not one law in this country that tells a man what he should do with his body. I don't believe people's personal beliefs should be the foundation of any
Hey,
law.
Nick. Hey, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but you know about this pandemic that happened recently, and so my body, my choice got thrown out the window. So
I'm not
you're
going to
kind
your
of
time,
what
but I'm
you're
just
doing
talking
is
about
you're grandstanding right now.
overturning of
I
Roe v.
appreciate you. I appreciate your voice. Are you Polynesian?
I don't know what I am has to do with the laws. Roe v. Wade was
No. I'm just trying to. I'm from Ventura, California, 805.
yeah,
So I'm not
but that
trying to
has
tell you
nothing to do
where
with
I
the
was born.
discussion. Another
So
thing that we also have
where
to
were you
talk about
born?
is meaningful gun violence reform. There's a lot of stuff we need to talk about in this election, and I'm just glad that Neek, that you're bringing it to the platform. Even though everyone doesn't agree, there's a lot of misinformation about Kamala. There's a lot of misinformation about this administration and how much it's helping working class people. And people need to do their research. Donald J. Trump has no alliance to anyone but himself. And a lot of people could say a lot about Biden, but the fact that he took his um, own personal agenda and stepped down for Kamala is very unselfish. And Trump would never have done that. If tomorrow someone told Trump that they would lose if he stayed on the ticket, Trump would definitely stay on the ticket because he cares about no one but himself. And so we have to recognize what Biden did was really selfless, because not a lot of people would have done that. He did it for the party. He did it to give the Democrats a chance to win. And I hope we win in 2025 for 2025. And you guys be blessed.
All right. Thank you, Cassie. All right. So, Dawood, your mic is muted. I can't hear you. What is your take on the election and your thoughts?
Well, my take on the election is Jill Stein, 2024. I'm not registering to vote ever again. I just want to leave that for the record. I like Trump. However, I want people to hold Trump accountable. He was the president during the Operation Warp Speed, where an experimental yada yada got put out there and people took it, but it wasn't a good thing. So he should only be president for 2 years, and then he should step down and let someone else come in, because he has built up momentum. So there's no reason for me to try to get in the way of that momentum, because I am a scientist. Literally, I am a political scientist. I published first in 2017. My book is called, and this is not a plug. This is more of clout chasing with you, because I have watched you over the years, and I appreciate what you do. And this is the first time I have the opportunity to speak with you, so I don't want to mess it up.
Okay, well, thank you
So,
for being a supporter. Go ahead. You could go ahead and plug your book.
yeah, the science of fiction dialectic. It's on Amazon since 2017. I have reasons why I haven't published it. Women don't like this when you're explaining like why this, why that. However, my best friend, he killed himself, committed suicide. You know,
I
there's a
send my
lot to that.
condolences for that. Go ahead.
6 months later, my dad died, and then 5 months after that, my ex-wife's dad died, and then a month later, like a day before Mother's Day, my mom died, and my mom had proofread my book. So publishing it was difficult when I did that in September. But the science of fiction dialectic. But I love Black people, but I want to bring it back to Black. We keep saying Black, 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 Black. I know a lot of people bring this up, especially Moors, the Moorish Science Temple of America. I love Noble Drew Ali. There's no love lost, but if we could just say, hey, I'm not Black for one day, how would the world look, or how would the world appear? If you didn't respond, if somebody said Nigger to you, to your face, and you said, wait, why would you say that to me? And not make $1 million or millions or billions of dollars like my dad taught me, like Tupac and Biggie did, you know, by using the nigger word and making money. And so why would somebody say it to me in close proximity? I have a way for us to actually examine that in real time and to diffuse what I call the nigger trigger.
Okay, is this something that you're talking about, like your book? Like that's what you write? I'm talking about the election because you're losing me. What is your thoughts on the election?
Donald Trump 2024 or Jill Stein. I like Jill Stein a lot. I like Jill Stein way better than Trump because Trump is the swamp. He's proved himself. Arrest Hillary. He didn't do nothing. For 4 years, he didn't do nothing.
Okay.
Hillary was not under any threat. So, yeah, bring this guy in, let him go for 2 years, and then he'll step down, and then we'll bring in the true president, which might be a little younger than 35.
So did you see his, and I don't want to go back and forth because your word is your word, but where does the 2 years thing come from? Because he clearly said that once he's in office, like we don't never have to vote again. So I don't think that he's going to be satisfied with 2 years. Like you think that he's going to get in office and then he's going to be like, all right, well, let me step aside after 2 years?
Well, the 2 years thing, that's came out of my mind because I'm looking at Operation Warp Speed and how destructive that was to my fellow citizens.
Okay.
People are in medical conditions that they've never been in before because they participated in some experimental things. And it had to do with Operation Warp Speed. So yeah, because of Trump's rhetoric, what he's saying, I can agree with that. Because I have to be impartial. I'm very impartial. So, okay, yeah, I can agree with that. However, he has to own up to what he allowed my fellow Americans to participate in, which was an experimental situation. And people are suffering medically from it. And that's just what it is. So the people have to come to a higher awareness of the things that are going on. We have to stop being goldfish where we have such a memory where it's like 5 seconds and we don't remember what has happened to us. Going all the way back to 9/11, weapons of mass destruction. I was in the military, Navy, 9 years. I left 2005. I'm like, yo, this is not right. What are we doing?
And Trump is going to fix these things in 2 years.
No, he won't fix them in 2 years.
Okay.
My prayers is that the people will rise up to a collective consciousness where we'll look at Trump and say, okay, yeah, you were telling the truth. The media was telling us that you were colluding with Russia. The media was telling us that, you're a criminal and that you can't be trusted and that you're a liar. That's what the media has been telling us for years. However, look how things are turning out. So what I do is I say, don't kill the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. Listen to what the messenger is saying. There's more for us to do, beloveds.
All right, and I'm gonna let you stop on that note. Thank you for coming and calling in. And what was your book again? You said you published it or didn't publish it? You confused me on that part. It's on Amazon, right?
Yes. The name of the book or formula, The Science of Fiction Dialectic.
All right.
The Science of Fiction Dialectic, 2017. Because I love y'all. I had to do something that was bigger than myself. Because I love all your children, your grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. So I want us to have a future where we know what's going on around us, where we're not, confused. And it has to do with learning the English language. So don't be telling an immigrant that doesn't speak English well that they don't know English, because I can prove, and this is something I'm telling you, Neat, I can do this. I can do this.
All right. Thank you,
and
Ali.
we can turn this into Clubhouse.
Okay.
And I can prove people wrong with the Bible. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for coming up. Lovely. Hello.
Hello. Hey, Neek.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, chat. Okay. So one point that one of the previous callers made, I think we should also take into consideration the other parties on the ticket. I think we've been prone to just vote Democrat based off just history. And the reason I state that is because I'm in the middle. I think our immigration has made a major impact as far as jobs, as far as housing. And I heard a lot of points being made about student loans, but even though those student loans are being paid off, many people don't have jobs to get to show what they've spent all that money on. So that's the only point I wanted to make, quick and, precise. So hope you guys have a good night.
Okay, that was it. You didn't want to add anything else?
No, that was it. Just be open to the other parties on the ticket.
All right. Thank you, Lovely. Tommy?
Oh, hey, me.
Hey, and if anybody else wants to join, I'm going to be wrapping up the stream pretty soon. You can click the link in the chat. So the link that says HTTPS StreamYard, you click that and that brings you on the stream to be able to talk. Go ahead, Tommy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just going to be real quick. I just think that both candidates contribute to chaos in different ways. I think that Kamala is dangerous in ways that where she wants to keep the borders open, where she wants to allow the trans in women's bathrooms, but they don't even have to be trans. They can be cross-dressers. And I think that's just very irresponsible and very dangerous. And Trump, on the other hand, wants to dismantle systems and policies that have made our country what it is today. And I think that they're just part of the same coin in some ways. And I just think that they're just too extreme on both sides. And for that reason, I won't be voting for any of them. I won't contribute a vote to any of them. And I just feel like there's going to be, regardless of who wins, that there's going to be chaos within the voters and within the people, basically. And I just feel like we have to be, I want to say be ready, but just be prepared if something happens,
All
But
right.
that's all I gotta say. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, Tommy. I'm gonna go to a human and then Fila and Dom. I'll let you guys give the last words. A human, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, all I want to say is no reparations, no vote for me. I'm voting for the couch. I don't care about neither one of them. They both the same demons.
Okay, you said no reparations, no vote.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So are you waiting to hear what they present on the table to decide?
Yes, I'm waiting for what they're going to say about black Americans and reparations for chattel slavery in the United States. If they don't got nothing to say about that, I ain't voting for none of them. I'm tired of this.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else you want to add?
No, ma'am, I'm good. Thank you for bringing me up.
Okay, thank you. All right, last words, Fila and Dom.
Okay, I just want to say this real quick, Neat. I think the way you look at life has a lot to do with your personal experiences. So of course, everybody that comes on, we're probably all looking at the same thing, but we all have different views or different takes because of, maybe our knowledge or the way we was raised, or, we've all formed our own opinions for whatever reason, right? Whatever we read or whatever we learned or whatever we haven't learned. But one thing I just want to say to all my people listening is, it's never me against you. It's always me and you against the problem. And I think once we start looking at things from that perspective, to how can we make things better for us collectively, I think it'll be better for everybody. I wanted to close on that.
All right, Dom, any closing remarks?
Yeah, I just want to say I also yes, I do believe in voting for the candidate that you like. And a lot of times we hear, especially in our community, black people guilt shaming or guilt tripping and shaming, saying to, oh, if you don't vote for this person, that's another vote for that person. No, voting was made to you vote for the candidate that you believe in. And also, if you don't like none of the candidates that's out there, you also need to vote locally. Locally is the most important one. And because that's the policies that affect you in your daily life and whatnot. But yeah, I don't like, so that's what I wanted to end with. I don't like when black people, they try to say, oh, your ancestors died for you to vote. But my ancestors also said ballot or bullet, because voting a lesser evil, black people still catching hell regardless of who in office. We still catching hell, and there's no policies being done to help us or protect us from said evils. So that's what I wanted to end with. And this was a good discussion. It was nice talking. Nice seeing you back on live again, Neat.
All right. Thank you guys for coming on. I'm so happy to hear from everybody, good, bad, or indifferent, or whoever anybody gets to choose. Like Dom said, it's everybody's right to vote for who you want to vote for. At the end of the day, I'm not here to basically force you into voting for who I believe in or trying to change your mind into who you believe in. I believe that you vote for who you feel like is best, even though, I tussle here and there. At the end of the day, it's what you feel. And what I feel truly and wholeheartedly is that with Trump in office, we are headed closer to Handmaid's Tales than not. I feel like none of the things that he has stated benefits black people at all. And again, that's not to say that I believe that Kamala has this great plan for black people. I just think that with Trump in office, we are closer to slavery than not. Now, again, like some people called up and stated about the problematic things in the Democratic Party, I too agree that some of the trans stuff and some of the stuff that they do push is kind of, problematic, but there's problems on both sides. I just agree that that's the lesser of two evils, okay? To me. I look at who's backing him. I've looked at some of the stuff that Elon Musk has said is very, very, very problematic. Elon Musk, who is the owner of Tesla and also the owner of Twitter, aka X.com, he is heavily backing Trump. and he talks about how much he has given him and things like that. And some of the takes that Elon Musk himself has had are very, very concerning, very problematic, very like, oh my God, these people like are going to have us in some type of concentration camps that, you know what I'm saying? The rich gonna get richer and the poor are definitely gonna be slaves. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Again, you can agree to disagree, or you can just disagree altogether. If you believe that Trump is better for you and your feelings, your pockets, your tax breaks, and all of those things are the things, then by all means, vote for who you want. I look at who's backing this person, who desperately wants this person in office, and the people that are desperately pushing this person to be in office, what are their beliefs? And a lot of the people that are desperately pushing him to be in office on top of Trump's beliefs himself, to me, are very concerning. It's not about being, oh my God, I'm so emotional, I can't even think straight. It's just, to me, it's just, that's logical to me. Some of y'all may call it emotion. I believe that it's logic. And when I seen them people with them damn patches on their ear, when I seen, you know, all of the people who were talking at these rallies, all of the things that they were saying, I'm like, these people look like they are ready to ride at dawn and hang some Negras tonight. That's what they look like. And I'm just not going to be in support of putting a person like him in office. And again, let's just be honest. At the end of the day, a lot of people can view the presidents as basically puppets because there's all these different judicial branches that they have to go through before what they want in policy is even a thing. You know, like there's layers to it at the end of the day. And it's crazy because Trump or Project 2025, even though he says that he's not backing it or whatever, they're talking about dismantling some government things. I'm not going to hold you. Some things in the judicial system, I think need to kind of be tweaked a little bit. I don't want to get under a dictatorship, but as it comes to like the Supreme Court and some of those justices, how the people, once they get in office, the only way that they get out of office, they die. They be like 100 years old, pushing policies and stuff like that. I don't agree with that. I think that needs an overhaul or whatever, but the overhaul that he's trying to make, I'm not with it. So it's like, you really have to weigh, you know, your options as far as that. It's like, we're not going to get a perfect world no matter who's in office. We're not going to get all of our needs met no matter who it is, because at the end of the day, it's not just us. There's a nation of people who are black, white, brown, yellow, and purple. Not literally, but y'all get my drift. That, you know, this whole country is built off of not just black people. So each and every person's need is not going to be met. All of the things that I would hope for and I would wish are not going to be met no matter who the president is. I just know I ain't voting for Trump. So that's just what it is, April says, stay out of politics. Tell your mama to stay out of politics, okay? I said my opinion. You got yours. Do what you will with it and vote for who you want. I won't be voting for him. Okay? Period. So with that being said, that is all I wanted to say. Don't expect a lot of political videos from me, even though April, girl, kiss my ass. I'll talk about what I want to talk. I just don't prefer to talk about politics. This is not what my platform is, but I did, since there was a high demand of people who wanted to know my thoughts, I dedicated this video to talk about it so that, you know, those of you guys who support me, y'all know where I stand. And if y'all feel some type of way, it is what it is. On that note, again, y'all can Cash App your girl. My Cash App has changed. If y'all want to support the channel, if y'all want to support, you know, my YouTubing, I have a new Cash App, which is niquelaclaire. Okay? Disregard my old Cash App. But if y'all want to support the channel, your girl been off work for a while. Okay. I've been off work for a while. It's time to get back to the nitty and gritty of things. Okay. I'll talk to y'all later. And y'all let me know what topics y'all want me to talk about. if you guys have not watched my dating show, definitely make sure to watch my dating show. And I have more content that is just personalized to, different things other than my norm coming as well. So stay tuned.